with sports betting, it's not like the stock market, because in the stock market, these stocks, these businesses exist. They're the same businesses. They're doing their business, their operations. You know exactly that Apple's going to sell iPhones next year. It's only a question of what megapixels is the camera and how many do they sell, right? And so there's predictive things that last over a long time. Baseball games only exist for 48-hour markets. Not even 48 hours a lot of the time. You know, football, you get a week. Good luck on knowing everything about it in the week. And that's actually probably the most liquid market there is, because you have so much interest in football and the games only happen once a week. But you look across every sport, think about soccer alone. There's like 7 billion games a day. There's a game for each person on the planet, I am convinced. Not really. Don't take that as fact. But we don't have time. Nobody's thinking that deep about it because everybody's reacting like, oh, give me the dollars. This book's so stupid. That's not the thing. Right. And so where do these markets find their anchor? It's from people like me. I created a baseball model. There was a reason I won $34,000 last month when I started the month betting $10 to test my model. And it's because nobody else is doing it. They're not doing the hard work. They're not putting in the time to develop something that can go very deep. Right. And so if you want to go down that path, that's fine. This is not that video either. That's a totally different way of approaching. That's bottom up betting. And that's where the sharpest bettors in the world will live, because they can do that because they're putting in the work, right? So keep in mind that world, it's hard. It takes a ton of focus. The skills needed are much deeper. If you're going to originate, you can do it without a huge repertoire, 25 years of data experience like I have. You can just find a tiny niche, narrow edge, and dive into that. Become an expert at this one wild, weird thing. And you can find real edge there. You don't need to try to cast a huge wide net. That's actually the one big benefit that bettors have, is that we get to choose our place. You can choose your niche. These books have to cover everything. And we already talked about why there's not enough time in the day. You think FanDuel's employing 100,000 people to set lines? No, they're just going to react and limit people. Of course, that's what you would do. That's exactly what you should do, right? They put in good tech. They react very quickly, and they're like, I don't care. I'm not getting paid to make a market. I don't get paid to set the line. I get paid by people being on both sides and winning against them all, because 99% of people will never find this video. Well, this video, 99.99% of people will never find this video, but 99% of the people will never even think that there's a way to approach this methodically where you can actually have an edge against the book. So kudos to you for finding this video and making it this far. But that is where the funding comes from, are all the suckers out there betting into this because they have their hunches, right?